I want to get back into the video I did not too long ago about being quiet and how it can work in your favor. Here's some thoughts that came to mind that I want to bring up again concerning that topic. With quiet people, not every quiet person, but a lot of quiet people, they think before they say something. They think before they talk. And they ponder on the thought and then they say it. With people who talk a lot and they run their mouth, a lot of those people, they don't think before they talk. They constantly are talking. They don't give themselves time to think, to see what they're saying before they say it. I said it's not really the quiet person you got to watch out for. It's the one that's always talking. And the reason you got to watch out for the one that's always talking, because they're liable to say anything, because words is just steadily coming out. Words are steadily coming out and they're not giving themselves time to think before they talk. You know, it's like you got to say like, man, did you realize what you just said? Do you understand what you just said just now, man? You know, slow up, man. So you got to stop running your mouth. You know, like that. Sometimes people just get carried away when they talk and they don't understand what they're saying. A lot of times it's repercussions on what people say sometimes because they keep talking. Sometimes you just got to just sit still for a minute, man. Just sit still and think. You don't always got to talk and talk and talk to impress people. A lot of times people just talk and run their mouth because they want to impress others. I'm not a quiet person. I like to talk, so I'm just going to just keep talking. You know, there's nothing wrong with being quiet. Sometimes it's better, like I say, it's better to be quiet. It's better to be quiet. You don't always have to run your mouth and always got to talk all the time. You know, it's almost like if you're at a job and you're watching a conveyor belt or an assembly line. It almost reminds me of that scenario, like people when they talk and words are coming out when they're running their mouth. It's almost like a conveyor belt. You gotta watch that assembly line, that conveyor belt, because it's liable to jam. You gotta keep an eye on it. You gotta pay attention to what's happening because it can backfire. It can jam up. It can get cluttered with merchandise that's on the assembly line, on the conveyor belt. So you have to attend to it, right? Same thing when people run their mouth. You got to watch what they say. You got to watch what they do. You got to watch how they react. You got to watch their behaviors. You got to watch their mannerisms. You got to watch all of this when a person runs their mouth because they're not giving themselves time to think. A lot of the times their mind is cluttered. Their mind is filled with noise. Their mind is running like an assembly line. You got to watch it. That's one advantage that quiet people have over people who talk a lot and run their mouth, is because they sit down and they think before they say something. Well, not all the quiet people, but a lot of them. They don't just blurt out anything. You know, from my experience, it's always been the one that talks a lot is the one that always just blurts out anything. And a lot of the fake people that I came across were also talkative. You know, they can come across as a fake. That's why I say you got to see what they say first. And that's a sign to whether you want to deal with them or not. This is Matt, and I see you in the next one.